Hi, Henry. I can't get it off my mind. Let's tell a story. So, 16 years ago, or more like 20 years ago, but 16 years ago, it went through a family court. I was accused of being a good father as a being abuse. Yeah, I'm too good of a father to the girls. And if I don't stop being a good father, because I'm accused of only being a good father to make their mother feel like a bad mom. That's what I was accused of. And this psychotic woman went to a judge years after this, because it started after her sister died. Everything was fine before that. That's the trigger. And then, so the judge just blew through my life and destroyed everything on these accusations. That's right. 16 years later, I live out here. I can't afford a rent. I've been destroyed. I'm just trying to get a driver's license. I try and do stuff, but I can't get ahead. Because when a judge gives you a restraining order, everybody believes that there's been some type of investigation and there's been wrongdoing. But no, the judge just does it because they fake their power. They don't have the power to do this. We have a constitution. The family courts blow through the constitution. The point of this is America's not falling because of Trump. America's not falling because of anything. America is falling because of Americans. Americans turn their heads. Everybody knows the family courts are unfair. Everybody knows they destroy families. Everybody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that children are taken by a psychotic woman. Psychotic woman has pedophile man watch them as very young children and molest them. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that father knows the children are not okay. And they say, oh, the children are getting better now that they're finally away from you. What the hell is being said? She took the kids because she said she can't stand the abuse. The abuse of me being a good father in front of her. That's pretty bad. Yeah. What really threw her over the loop that made her have to just get these children away from me is when my 5-year-old daughter wanted to be a pro surfer. And I was taking her surfing every morning because that was her goal. She was waking me up to do this. I'm not getting her up. I'm not going to push a 5-year-old into this. The 5-year-old's going to push me into it. And we were doing it. But she had it all planned out with her friend to get me out of the house and take away everything and have me out homeless on the streets within one day without knowing about it. The bank account was cleared out ahead of time. She had a rental apartment away from the house. Made sure the police kicked me out of the house anyway. Which the police, these are dumb order followers. I even told them what you're doing is violating the Fourth Amendment. You're violating the Constitution. The police said the state has a stipulation. But we all know there is no stipulation a state can have that overrides the constitutional rights of people. It's null and void. These police are domestic terrorists. The judge is a domestic terrorist. Destroying families outside the law. If you believe in God, God is destroying America. That's why America is falling. Because you look away from what we're doing right here. Everything in this world that is out to destroy America is granted by God to do so. This is the truth. I knew when I lost my children, that's what they're going to do. That the Lord is going to destroy this country if we don't restore it by our own laws under the Constitution, that we do have the right to restore this country. And we don't do it. Have you ever heard of this? An affidavit? Affidavits. Well, all you got to do is watch The Red Fern Grows. They even talk about it very briefly at Grandpa's store. When he says, I think he says they got rid of a mayor through an affidavit. Same thing. It was a known thing in the past, but now nobody knows about it. Everybody wants to point fingers at what government's doing, and it's like, well, the affidavit is the proof of the laws they're violating. Once it's notarized, that you have a process and you just present these affidavits. They're supposed to defend it. If they don't, it goes to the courts. If the whole thing's corrupt, then everybody in that chain that does nothing gets one. You just keep doing it in mass, in people. The government can be restructured legally that way. And once you get all the way through everything and nobody does anything, now you have the right to form a militia to do it. But the people of the United States believe in the dictatorship of the United States. They comply to the dictatorship. They wore the mask. They took the vaccine. They do as they're told and put their head down and say, I just want to be left alone. I just want my backyard barbecue. Oh, but all I have is broken down car and chickens and wilderness land. The government can be taken down that way. Trump can be removed from office if he's doing something wrong. Any judge can be taken out this way. It takes people. Now today, across America, there's mothers and fathers losing their lives on accusations through this family court. There's children being abused and losing their lives because of this family court. There's mothers actually being abused that can't get any help from the family court. They say there's nothing we can do. There's abusive fathers getting access to their children and even custody. What it is the family courts favor narcissistic personality disorder. Everything that is a narcissist, that is the person they favor. An emotional, loving mom or father is considered to be unfit to be a parent. The family courts are very corrupt. We've always known it. And I'm telling you, 16 years ago when I lost my kids, I said, America will fall because this is happening. And guess what? America is falling. People want to wait for things to get better, prices to go down, wages to go up. That is not coming. It gets worse and worse and worse. It's not going to stop. People are going to get angry. They're not going to work together. There's no love in America. There's no God in people. They're going to get even. Raiding homes. Murder rates will go up. Robberies will go up. Stores will close down. It is coming. That's why people should take heed. Biblical events are unfolding. We are in those last seconds. I know this. I've known it since before I lost my kids. I knew for a fact COVID was a hoax. I knew for a fact they're going to try and inject something into people. And I knew for a fact that injection would be to control you. They want to turn you into a biological robot. You think that's crazy? Go ahead. Think it. Test it. That's what the end result is. So this is the end. And nobody does anything. Looks like we're going out with a whimper. Who's doing something? Who wants to do something? We can start a civil war by just simply making templates of affidavits of crimes being committed in government and start removing people from office. Form of power. It's simple. Israel is running America. Israel is the number one enemy of this country, not Iran. Israel. And if you're a stupid Christian that thinks we're supposed to support Israel, then why is God coming to restore Israel? He's not coming to restore something that is within his will, that is it's not broken. You restore things that are broken. This Israel belongs to Satan. Look at what they do. Look how they act. A restored Israel is an Israel full of the seed of Abraham that believes Jesus Christ is the Messiah. There will be nobody else there in the restored Israel. Anyone supporting this Israel, this is not the restored Israel. The Bible says at the end of days the Jews will return. But that didn't say this will be the will of God. It just says they will be there as a marker and a sign. Now when God restores Israel, it will be a Christian nation of Jews. Think about it. I noticed it all at the family court because of what it does to children. And why is the family court doing this? Alice Bailey. Alice Bailey has 10 steps to destroying Christianity in the West. And what happens when you removing, they want to make the government the authority over the parents to the children. That's why you send them to school. That's what the public school is for. The family court is to finalize it. What is the family court for? Remove the father from the house. Leave the children with a narcissistic parent. That's why narcissists do so well and they ignore them. It's on purpose. The narcissist gets favoritism in the family court. Why? Because they will cause the mental illness to cause people to be unable to function properly in society, that you'll have a mass of people calling for socialism because they believe that's going to take care of them. Socialism is communism, which is Satanism. You take a loving father or loving mother out of the house, leave the children with the narcissist, and those children, many of them, not all, will grow up ending up calling for socialism to take care of them since they can't take care of their own selves, causing mental illness. There's a bunch of strong people out there that went through this and came through in the end, but there's also a bunch who didn't. So think about it. Alice Bailey's 10 steps, those steps are real. And this country is going through them like a checklist. And since this country is going through them like a checklist, God has sent everything to destroy it. Home prices they're going to drop. Everything, you're going to see businesses closing. You're going to see food shelves becoming more and more scarce after the prices keep rising. Right now, farmers are being paid to not grow crops. Is that a conspiracy? No, it's not a conspiracy. They're being paid to not grow crops because of a drought, and they're trying to refill the aquifers and refill the reservoirs. The Hoover Dam is about shut off right now. So they're trying to refill the reservoirs by doing this. But everything is collapsing. There will be nothing soon. And nobody's preparing. I had wished and prayed for a community of people that know these days are coming, that we work together. We make affidavits with those who know law and know how to write those different templates for us all to copy. We work together growing our own food so we don't need shipping. We share cars and drive each other around instead of just fending for our own selves. You will see this country will continue to, people will fend for their own selves into full despotism and never work together on anything. And that's just a power dangling right in front of us that we could have, and nobody wants to grab it. They're trained monkeys. Keep doing what you got to do on your own and help nobody and love nothing. If anything, surrender. Surrender yourself to Christ. Take up his cross and give up yourself. His day comes very soon. Very soon.